Hi guys, Darth Deuces here with another Star Wars 3 3/4 inch figure review, and I've got a really cool one to show. This has been a major grail for me to get into my collection for years now. It is I think it came out in 2009 uh, comic pack, Darth Nihl, who was also packed with Delia Blue in a Legacy comic pack. Yeah, my main goal for 3 3/4 Star Wars, and I think I want to mostly accomplish anyways, is I want to get every unique named Sith Lord character that they made in modern 3 3/4 inch. And Darth Nihl was a big one that I had yet to get. And I went on eBay. It's pretty rare to see him posted loose, but I did see him posted loose from a seller in Canada who had it for a decently reasonable price and then took my offer for a lower price. Don't worry, this is still pretty expensive. I think this is the most expensive single 3 3/4 inch figure I've ever bought. Um, but I'm super happy to finally have this in the collection. This is a big check off the checklist. I think now the only figures I left I have to get is Lumaya. Darth Malvale is the last of the one Sith from Legacy, and then Exar Kun Ulik Keldroma. I don't expect to be getting Exar Kun Ulik maybe ever. Lumaya and Darth Malvale are definitely more in the realm of possibility, but probably won't be anytime soon because those are also a couple relatively expensive ones. But yeah, I absolutely love Legacy, the comic series. I have all the old trade paperbacks. I've read it multiple times. Really great stories and characters from the Legends, and the one Sith are pretty cool. But anyways, let's take a closer look at the figure. Like I said, he does come in a comic pack that was packed with Delia Blue. It's a bit unfortunate that they only made Cade and Delia and they never made Jiraiya Sin, so you couldn't have the full trio of them. And it was also an exclusive to Entertainment Earth, the 2-pack, I'm pretty sure, which is also probably attributes to the cost of this figure because it's probably a bit more scarce than the other comic packs were. But I really like Niall's design. He's Nagai, I think his species is, which is near human, but they got kind of the elf ears going on. Sculpt's pretty good. The head sculpt, I think, looks really nice. Looks like Niall with the pointed ears. You got the big, long black hair. It's tied up a bit in the back. I do like the sculpt of the hair, and it kind of looks like it's kind of swooshing a bit in the wind. That's kind of nice. And the Sith tattoos, I think, look pretty good. The eyes are painted that yellow and red Sith eyes. They're actually painted pretty well. The only problem is that on my copy, he does have a little bit of a lazy eye going on. Unfortunately, that's just kind of a common thing with figures back when they were still doing the painted faces and not doing printing or anything like that. Not exactly an uncommon error to have. At a distance, it's not super noticeable, but yeah, a bit unfortunate. But the rest of the figure looked good. He's got his armor. I really like this gunmetal-y sort of color they used for the armor. You got these spikes and this really organic look that a lot of the one Sith designs had, because a lot of them had like Yuuzhan Vong armor, or at least armor kind of styled after Yuuzhan Vong's designs, which is kind of cool. These red like little spikies are almost look like growths, honestly, on his back. Look cool. You have like this pearlescent white that goes on the back and the front, which is different from the white that's on his skin, which is actually pretty cool. And then you've got the different blacks. The belt looks nice. The skirt or whatever piece, loincloth, I guess, is a nice sculpted material. It's fairly pliable, so it gets out of the way. He has asymmetrical gauntlets. He's got kind of normal wrappings around the right hand and has a more armored gauntlet on the left. The left hand is also sculpted to be at a more of an angle, which is kind of cool as well. And the more tattoos on the arms look nice. Then the leg tattoos look pretty good as well. Niall's design's pretty unique because he has like, I don't know what his base, I think maybe his normal, I don't know what his base skin tone is. My guess is it's the dark gray, and then the tats are the white, but maybe the tats are the gray and his skin tone's the white, or maybe both colors are the tats. I'm actually not sure. But you got some standard looking kind of wrap boots on the lower part here, which look nice. And there's not really too much else to say. You can see, but definitely a really cool looking Sith. Definitely a bit more unique compared to some others, but he looks really nice. Articulation wise, you have a ball joint at the neck, which gets some okay motion, but the hair does hinder a fair amount. I also find, I don't know what it is, I think it's the way they sculpted the angle of the neck, and then just the fact that he has all this hair back here, which prevents you from tilting the head all the way up. He does look ever so slightly hunched, which I wish he kind of wasn't like that, I guess, because he didn't really look too hunched in the comic, but it's not a big deal, but it's something worth mentioning. The shoulder pads are on a bit of a flexible plastic. You do have shoulder hinges that move out quite a bit, rotate. Single hinge at the elbows that go just shy of 90, I'd say. And then you have a swivel wrist on the right hand, and then a swivel at the forearm on the left hand there, where the armor is. He does have a swivel waist. You have just swivel hips, single hinge knees that go about 90, and then hinge ankles that swivel and go up and down. So for the time, really good articulation. Comic pack figures always tended to be like you'd either get figures pretty well articulated or you'd have them with really weird articulation schemes. But Nihl has a pretty good articulation scheme. Obviously, a bit outdated to today's standards, but it's still not bad. And very good by back then standards. This figure's like over 15 years old, which is kind of crazy to say. In terms of accessories, it does not come with much, but comes with what it needs to come with, which is his unique looking lightsaber, which has this huge long hilt, almost like a lightsaber pike. And it's got this really almost again organic material because it's made with some like coral or something that I think is Yuuzhan Vong based maybe. I don't remember exactly, but a lot of the one Sith lightsabers kind of had this aesthetic. Got the little hole there, or loop rather. Got a nice red blade. The blade is actually removable, which is cool. However, at least on mine, the blade doesn't stick in there really tightly. It can fall out pretty easily, which is a little unfortunate, so I'm gonna be careful with that. But still, that's cool. A lot of figures back then kind of had that feature of removable blades. And then he can grip it pretty well in either hand. Nice and tight. I don't know how easy it is to get him into two-handed pose. Let's try that real quick. I actually haven't tried that yet. Oops. Oh yeah, so you can definitely get him in a more two-handed pose. And if you pose him up a bit, the swivel hips are definitely the worst part of the articulation with these kind of characters. You really kind of got to get creative with the swivels to kind of make it look good. But yeah, there we go. So you can kind of get him posed up, looking kind of cool. He can't do anything crazy dynamic, but that's not too bad. Slot this down, because now we will do some comparisons. As I do have pretty much all the other one Sith except for Darth Malvale. So let's get a little closer. So here he is with his fellow hand, Darth Talon, which they look really cool together. And then here he is with his master, Darth Krayt. And all three of these look really great together. It's going to be super cool having on the shelf Krayt and then flanked by his two hands. I do wish they would have gotten to the rest of the main cast of Sith. There's a fair few of them that we never ended up getting. Like they didn't make Darth Warlock. They didn't make Darth Strife. They didn't do Darth Azard or Darth Maladi, which is a bit unfortunate. It would have been cool to get those figures. I doubt we'll ever get them now, but you never know, I guess. Hasbro does surprise from time to time with the stuff they'll put out. We just got a Black Series Prince Shizor in 2025, so I would say anything's possible at this point, which is good. That's good. Although that is Black Series and not 3 1/4 inch, but still. And then with my other legacy character I have, here he is with Cade Skywalker. I think they look pretty good together as well. You can have them fighting if you want. But yeah, overall, really cool figure. I mean, if you're a fan of Legacy, a big fan of Legacy like I am, these figures are must-haves if you can get them. That is the trick. A lot of these figures are pretty expensive now. Nihl is, I think, maybe the most expensive of the Legacy characters. I can't think of one. Darth Krayt comes pretty close, but I think Nihil's the most expensive one you'll come across. If you can get them for a really good price, then by all means, 100% recommend. Otherwise, if you're willing to pay the price, I also recommend it, but just know that this guy's really expensive. So you do have to really want the character. But for me, I did really want the character. I got a pretty reasonable deal all considered, even though it was still pretty expensive. So I'm not too upset about it or anything like that. I mean, I wouldn't have bought it if I wasn't willing to spend it. But yeah, it's still a really cool figure. Maybe at some point I'll do a new kind of top 10 Sith figures, because the list has probably changed a decent amount since the last time I did a video like that. I can't remember when. I know I did one, I just can't remember when I did it. But yeah, really cool figure. Really cool Sith Lord. It'd be cool if they made a new, well, they don't need to make a new 3 3/4 inch one. This one's aged pretty well, but it would be nice to get a new 3 3/4 inch one with better articulation. Maybe a tighter sculpt, maybe, I guess, mainly for the face would be cool. But it would be really cool to get this guy on Black Series. However, I don't know if they'll ever touch the legacy characters ever again, to be honest. I just don't know, because these characters, I feel like these characters, you know, even more casual fans, a lot of them still know some of the Old Republic characters, but I feel like legacy is a lot more niche. So especially since the comic came out in like 2006, it's been like what, almost 20 years now, which is crazy. But it'd be cool to get like a Black Series one or something. But yeah, overall, super cool figure, and if you have the opportunity to, would definitely recommend if you're interested. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I'll see you all in the next video. May the Force be with you.